So, good morning, everyone. And this is my first video on the series of Hinduism. And we all know and understand that the foundation of Hinduism is Brahmacharya. And since I'm a male, I will talk about male version of Brahmacharya. There is also female version of Brahmacharya, but I would stick to male version. And I would like to say why. Um, when a baby girl is born, even when she is in the mother's womb, all the eggs are prepared. It is birth, with her birth. And she carries those eggs whole life. So what happens is, for males, the sperm is 20 days old. And for the girl, it's the age of that lady's life. So the egg that is already created when a woman was in her mother's womb, that egg's evolution is old. So it is preserved since the time of birth. But sperm carries only 20 days old genetic codes with all adaptive abilities. So a uh, when a male or a man goes for Brahmacharya, he basically perfects the adaptability or adaptation. How preserving semen helps? I'm telling this to you because I carry out Brahmacharya in my life. And since I do it, I feel like I have the authority to speak, because who does not follow have no authority to speak about Brahmacharya, as I believe. And I would like to say that the sperm, the tube where the sperm comes out, after certain time, sperm goes back into this tube if you do not ejaculate or masturbate. But it is extremely difficult for a man to hold the sperm, because when a man practices masturbation below the testis, or where the that we call the balls, a pair of balls, where the sperm is produced, just behind that there are muscles which undergoes expansion, and it becomes heavy as the time passes by, as the sperm is produced. So what happens, that part swallows and becomes a heavy, and that creates an artificial, very artificial or fake um, desire for sex. That's not real. And that fake desire forces a man to masturbate. So if a man can contract that muscle just behind the testis, which if you contract, you can hold your urination. So that part becomes heavy for practices of masturbation over decades or tens of years. It's very easy to do Brahmacharya if you contract that For an example, I do it 300 times, and it takes only 3 minutes a day for me. You don't need to do um, you don't need to do um, exercise when you feel the sex of urge. Nothing will come. So you will not be a roadside dog who uh, heats up anytime for no reason, or something. So the expansion of that muscle, when you contract and pull it back, you just think that when I'm pushing it back, that pair of muscles behind the testis, you hold it mm, and then bring it up and down, up and down, up and down. Uh, uh, roughly roughly 3.5 minutes. You can do it for 300 times. Initially I used to do 400 times, 500 times. And in the daytime, whenever you are sitting or doing anything or roaming around, and you're talking, making conversation, because nobody can understand that you are doing it, you use that uh, time suitably to pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. So you never allow this particular muscle, which can turn heavy with the sperm production or excessive sperm production, it can go down. So you don't allow that to happen. So mm, so that actually uh, makes this region extremely light, muscles very strong. So you can check. You put a timer on your mobile phone, and if you see that you can uh, contract and hold up to 20 seconds, that means you have made the muscles very strong, and though that muscles very strong, and the blood flow you can control, that passes from your genital area uh, to the penis and the testis in a very controlled manner. If you can do that, that means you will not get the urge for sex um, for uncontrolled reason. So it's up to you when you want. So uh, now the beauty is that sperm cells, when a body creates sperm cells, it collects the purest form of uh, materials, purest forms of blood supply, purest forms of every single minerals, proteins, and most survival things, because we want to create our next generation. So we take them. Now, when the sperm is not used and it goes back to the tube, then what happens is in that tube, when it goes back, you will feel like mm, those cells don't die by getting rotten. What happens is small bubbles come out of those sperm cells, and they carry the nutrients to the other sperm cells. So they are reused. And during this reuse process, if there is a cycle that continues, and you really don't masturbate at all and hold your semens, it means that the purest form of the materials getting reused, but your body continue to produce those purest form of materials. So after 90 days, after you hold your semen and then carry out the your day-to-day tasks, and always as soon as you contract, and 300 times I think like I'm charging my spinal cord, the electric current that actually goes through my spinal cords and through my entire spinal cord goes to, it's called pons at the back of your head. It's called Paramashiva Pada. in Hinduism. That means where Shiva puts its footsteps. So in English, it's called pons. So just top of the spinal cord, and where the brain stem cells exist. So we say that consciousness in Hinduism, we say that the consciousness comes in form of the footsteps of Shiva. And always we say feet. We touch the feet. The feet is the is a symbolization of dedication, symbolization of extreme devotion. So that's why the most respected thing what we want to do is associated Shiva, with Shiva's feet, Brahma's feet, Vishnu's feet, Virata Purusha, its feet. So, so the charging of these pawns or these brain stems that you carry out has the body learns that every semen retention is connected to a passing of electric current to the pons and charging your stems or brain, and that reflects on your face, on your body, and on every single part of yours. So so what happens is the purest material, minerals, and other formation, those synthesis processes in your body that were earlier used for semen, now gets back slowly into your body. So uh, uh, over the years, by following Brahmacharya, and we say that arisal of rise of the Kundalini chakra. So there are many chakras. You know, only 6 or 7 chakras in the spinal cord. So we did carry out some simulations, and we found that there are 6 or 7 points in the spinal cord by electromagnetic resonance theory, and there are points where we could find that there is a localization of electromagnetic field. However, we have chakra here, and when we look at a single bright point for a long time and do not try to blink, tears come down, but we hold on to our strength, and then that is also another chakra. So there are many different kind of chakras in the body, and nadis are associated with it. It's 30,000 nadis. So you start awakening them just by triggering the spinal cord, because all these nadis and others, they need very pure form of materials. So you start a new type of synthesis and regeneration process of your entire body when you hold the semen, and then simultaneously you electrically charge the spinal cord. Now the question is, what is the connection between electrical charge flow through the spinal cord and the semen recycling process? Because I'm holding the semen, I'm contracting the muscles near, very close to the corpus callosum, that is the extended part of my spinal cord. And when I'm triggering it, then even my will is enough. Every person's will is enough to trigger the spinal cord, because when you think that my spinal cord is getting charged by electric field, it happens. Why? Because by will you can move your hand, move your leg, so you can generate the electrical charge. That's absolutely not a problem. So what starts happening is after 90 days to 180 days of semen retention, and not allowing pain in those muscles, and artificial contractions just behind the testis, the key set of muscles which controls your latrination, your urination, and that junction when you give a periodic or rhythmic beat upward 300 times, then what you do is you are able to restructure the entire 30,000 nadis and sushumnas and entire system. So that is what Brahmacharya is. Brahmacharya is not just blind semen retention. Brahmacharya must be associated with the awakening of all the 30,000 nadis, which would begin after 180 days. Up to 180 days, you prepare the synthesis of purest forms of materials that were earlier being used for the sperm cells. Now will be vitalizing all part of your body, and you can identify a yogi just by looking at it. You can look at my face and you can tell this person holds semen or not. It doesn't take much time, and if you hold semen more than 180 days and 360 days, you will be able to just look at a person and then tell whether he holds semen or not, how much sexual thought he has. It is deformed type or normal type, and then because it's those purest forms of materials that goes and the charge, and then I'm 49, but if you look at me, you will understand that I'm not 49 by biological age, and never is, and I'm always happy and enjoying those who have known me. And with this authority, I would like to end this video, and I hope that you have learned the basics of Hinduism, why Hinduism continuously asks us for 12 years to recharge, to take the to hijack the purest forms of materials produced in the bodies, for semen, and spread it all over the body, and at the same time electrically charge the kundalini, because it is very easy. Normally, if you want to charge your kundalini by meditation or other process, it will take long time. However, if you try to do this with a sperm retention, and when you are giving 500 times thrust any time of the day, whenever you feel pain, you feel a little heavy, pump until that region is completely tired. So then you will win, and your win is 100% sure. You don't have to worry about other thoughts and things will come. Don't try to, as Swami Vivekananda says, that don't try to take out the negative thoughts. They are needed in your life. If you think of uh, a beautiful woman, let it come and let it go. But if that contraction continue, after some time, not, I mean, it's not the human, it's just the whole creation, and the many rhythms will you will start visualizing and feeling them in your body, and that's important. Thank you very much.